Residents are cleaning up in Westmoreland after a tornado tore through town, killing one person and injuring 3 others. Those injured did not require hospitalization. Damage was extensive, with officials confirming 22 houses that were destroyed or unlivable, along with 4 outbuildings. At least 13 homes sustained damage, as well as 1 commercial building. Pottawatomie County Sheriff Shane Yeager says damage was primarily in the northern edge of town.
It took, half of the town. It really did. So, the county shops, which are, responsible for cleaning up, they're going to have it. And we also have several of our own people that have, suffered loss too. So their homes, I have deputies that have had losses to their homes. So we have to, in respect to them too, we just have to think about them.
Power was knocked out to the entire community, and Evergy has not said how soon power will be restored. County officials set up an overnight shelter for displaced residents at Rock Creek High School. USD 323 Rock Creek schools are closed Wednesday. Pottawatomie County Emergency Management Director Jennifer Marrow says her office knew severe weather was a likelihood prior to the storm.
However, when we went into the severe thunderstorm warning, we did notice rotation. We had conversation with the National Weather Service, and they did confirm it was just a matter of whether or not it was going to drop a funnel, and we had activated the storm sirens at that time.
Pottawatomie County Commissioner Greg Riot praised the efforts of first responders both locally and from around the region.
I got up here, after the event had happened. They were into it quite a while, and a lot of times there's just nothing but chaos. These guys were doing good. There was a little chaos to start with. They got things under control. They set things up, and they ran a heck of a good scene.
Evergy is working to restore power to the community after several power poles were damaged. Pottawatomie County officials are closed today, but the landfill will be open for debris. Tri-County Waste will not be removing trash today, and it's unclear when trash collection will resume. In the aftermath of Tuesday's tornado, residents were out helping their neighbors dig out from the devastation. KMAN's news director Brandon Peoples has that story.
Resident and Pottawatomie County appraiser Robin Knobloch lives just east of the hardest hit area. She was out helping her own neighbors near First and Fulton Street.
We're a very close community, and everybody's just trying to help everybody.
Resident Dustin Siegel described what he saw as the tornado ripped through Westmoreland's north side.
Well, I got a phone call from a buddy of mine, and he said he thought it was a funnel, and I came out and looked, and I looked up, and I said, yeah, it looks like a funnel. I took a picture, ran inside, told everybody to hit the basement, and about 30 seconds later, the sirens went off, and within 3 minutes, it was disaster.
Elsewhere, resident Jason Burst described what he saw as the storm approached town.
Got the emergency alert on my phone, looked out the west end, and expecting just to see some of the clouds like we typically do, a little bit of rain, a little bit of hail. Foam cloud was right there.
The storm leveled a number of homes and knocked down power lines in its path. Westmoreland Elementary School principal Scott Harshbarger.
Pretty massive damage. There's some houses completely gone. There's motor homes just destroyed. Destroyed's a good word. We've got a school bus on its side that luckily was empty. It was picked up by the tornado and hauled to the north about probably a full block.
That school bus was blocking traffic for several hours along 2nd Street before emergency crews were finally able to move it. Cleanup will continue likely for the next several days. The National Weather Service will have its teams out surveying damage today in Pottawatomie County. And anyone wanting to donate and support Westmoreland is encouraged to give to the American Red Cross or the Salvation Army. I'm Brandon Peoples, News Radio KMAN.
More severe weather is possible Wednesday, with one round possible in the morning and early afternoon and another later in the evening. The National Weather Service says a slight risk for storm development is in play for the Manhattan area, including all of Riley County and the western two-thirds of Pottawatomie County. Stronger storms are expected in western and west central Kansas. Large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes will all be possible throughout the region, as well as the potential for heavy rains and flooding in some spots. Locally, 1 to 1.5 inches of precipitation is expected. Manhattan City Commissioners heard a first initial plan for a possible $37 million indoor aquatics and rec center at Tuesday's meeting. Some of the possible elements of the proposed facility include an Olympic-sized competition pool, a warm water therapy pool, diving pool, a walking and jogging track, weight and cardio fitness areas, and more. City Commissioner Peter Opelt believes that improving the city's parks are a top priority.
It is a long-term plan. It's not binding. You've mentioned that it's going to be a fluid document, and I think that's a very important thing for people to understand where we are in this process. We are not making any decisions right now. We're making very general plans and having a vision.
Commissioners agreed that an indoor pool is a community desire, but some oppose the new facility being located in City Park. Commissioner Karen McCullough.
I think we've got to sit back and see what fits Manhattan. Definitely I support indoor swimming, absolutely. But I just feel like you're giving me not a lot of options. You're telling me where the entrance doors are going to be on this thing, and I don't even know if I want the building there. You didn't give us any other options.
City officials are weighing potential funding strategies for such a facility, which is likely still a decade out. Strategies could include potential sales tax questions that could be posed to voters later this year.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with this check of sports. Amidst the swirl of changes during the open portal period, K-State's David Gasson used social media Monday to share a video announcing his return for his final year of eligibility. The senior wing averaged 8 points and 7 boards a game this past season and started 21 of 34 for the Wildcats. K-State football landed a veteran linebacker in the transfer portal Monday, Alec Marenko, signing with the Cats. He led New Mexico in tackles last season and was honorable mention All Mountain West Conference. The El Paso native has a year of eligibility remaining. K-State baseball plays its final non-conference game of the season tonight, traveling up US 77 to Lincoln to face Nebraska. The Cats rallied to win the final game of their weekend set at TCU. The Huskers dropped a 9-5 decision in Omaha last night to Creighton. Coverage gets underway at 5:30 tonight on News Radio KMAN. Michael Massey hit a 2-run homer. Cole Reagan struck out at 9 in a season-high 6 2/3. Royals over the Blue Jays last night 4-1 to snap a 3-game slide. The two teams will wrap up that series this afternoon at 12:05 on News Radio KMAN. Members of the Kansas legislature pushed a bill Tuesday that would have allowed state officials to authorize at least $1 billion in bonds to cover the entire cost of building stadiums for the Royals and Chiefs. They would then pay off that debt with tax revenues generated in the area over 30 years. GOP leaders, though, did not bring the item up for a vote before lawmakers adjourned their annual session early this morning. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.